So good evening, everyone. This is Rahul and Bhavesh. Today we are here to give an analysis for the markets for the coming week and as well as what we did in past. I think the last video we made was somewhere around these levels. After this gap down and the fall, the profits we booked, and ultimately we expected a good short covering somewhere around here. And we committed some mistakes. This week was really exciting for both of us. So we did mistakes. We ended up in green ultimately, but we will share the journey how we did this so that it motivates all of you traders to like not lose hopes when you have a big loss on screen. It always gets managed in some way or another. Bhavesh is really good at non-directional, and I'm a directional trader. So we improvise according to the situations, and it ultimately, I think, it gave us a good profit in the end. And there are still some positions which are on and it isn't in the expiry date. So you will understand the adjustments Bhavesh did specifically. He's a non-directional trader. So he will be explaining it from the start. And then I will cover some technical aspect. And in the end, we will discuss the data together, how the data was being formed every day, and how people are actually getting trapped. And then after that, we will be coming up with a analysis for tomorrow. And is this possibly a bottom of the Indian stock market? So we'll cover the all of these points. So firstly, let's start with Bhavesh discussing about the positions he
Yeah,
managed and how we went wrong and then
yeah.
ultimately ended up. Bhavesh, over to you.
So actually, every Thursday I posted that, or we posted that we have ended up in red in spite of being bearish. But the thing was, on Thursday we gapped up. So I really thought now the market would likely be sideways. So I started playing with straddles because we already got so much of moves from call shots. So we said no, now there's no much room. Market needs to consolidate here a little bit. So I thought, straddle will put straddle. So I was actually in a bearish straddle after some time. But what happened? Market kept on falling from there. From 800, I started putting straddle, and the market kept on falling. The thing was, it was very late when I realized that market is going to go against us. So I had to kept on with the straddles, and because at that time the VIX is very high. I actually thought market might take support at 600, might take support at 500, but it didn't respect any of such levels on expiry day. So it kept on falling, increasing our loss. Not just one account, there were so many other accounts as well. So I said, we'll post how this loss can be, converted into profit, and how you can also, if you are caught in a position, how you can actually give market some time and then bounce back. So with that 2 lakh rupees loss that we had, I kept on adding straddles at key levels because the thing was, whenever there is a one-sided movement, uh, VIX tends to go high, and especially when during such fall, VIX tends to shoot up really, with a huge, margin or whatever. So, you know, I said myself, कि direction नहीं करेंगे this time. We'll go with straddles because बहुत ज़्यादा premium है every strike. And after one-sided move, market needs to consolidate or give a pullback. So, that's how we did. I had like 200, 300, and 500 straddle for the most of the time. So that market may, if there is a short, 500, I had less on the upper level because market agar sometimes short covering bhi karti hai, so I should have a room for upside. And 200, 300 was a major straddle that we had. 2-3 दिन तक, as you can see, market consolidated for a long time, 2-3 days. We got good profits, we got out. That's how you just have to patiently wait. Sometimes people do is revenge trading. Go with the direction. अगर एक direction में loss हो गया, next day you have to do directional trade. No, it's not necessary. Generally, एक side move के बाद market tends to be sideways. आप straddle के साथ खेलो, bids are very high. So that is one advice that I could give. And that's how I have covered all my losses. And you can see my Telegram as well. See how we, our Telegram, see how we, managed and got in green. For now, yesterday I took some bullish straddle and got some good profits there as well. And for tomorrow, we have taken some, bullish position. For tomorrow, I said very clearly today that if I exited around 12, I'm not sure, 11:30 or 12, and I said if Nifty and US both stays in green at around day end, I will take my BTSC position. We both took our BTSC position on a bullish side, and you can see SGX is around 108 rupees, 100 rupees upper, and also you can see US as well with 600 points up. So that's our analysis. The thing is, data dekha, and we could see that significant amount today. The data you must have seen Excel as well. A significant amount of put writing has been done by pros. When that happens, it is potentially could be the bottom of the market. But I just don't feel it is going to be a bottom for a very long time. That's my analysis as well as Rahul's. We are not still convinced, because generally what happens is FIIs tends to be bullish on derivative markets 2-3 दिन पहले before the bottom is made, and generally short covering or bottoms are made on Tuesdays, Wednesday, because there are lots of people with call short, and इसका short covering आता है, and that's how bottoms are made. But this time Tuesday, it has become short covering IAS. So I really don't know. Maybe both our view is that 900 say market might take a resistance and come down, and it would be a consolidation rather than a bullish market for now. To comment on long-term view, I did invest. If you see our messages, we said we are going to invest in equity yesterday, and हम जिस point पे गए थे, that was the lowest point. So we all, मतलब mid cap, small caps में we have added equity as well around those level. So long term view still I am confused, because US का CPI data आना है, and that is next month. So long term view I'm not sure. Short term we might we might go till 16,900 level, and वहां से फिर देखेंगे what is the price action, what is the data, and then we'll comment on it. Rahul, any other
Yeah, I would like to add some points to what Bhavesh said. Like, he gave his view about the markets, the whole situation, how he tackled it. Now I'll be sharing, like, we had a very similar view throughout. I think no contradictions were made. And the thing is, whenever this happens, we tend to make profits usually, but this time we made a loss. So I'll tell you how we came out of it, as how I viewed it. So see, firstly, this was a position. We will just summarize actually the positions. What were the positions? Here we were sitting in 15,800, 15,700, and 15,600 straddle. Okay. At 15,600, we both of us were actually expecting a short covering. कि एक short covering आएगी, expiry है, profit book करेंगे. But somewhere around 15,600, when it broke, we got convinced the market is going to dip. But the thing is, VIX was very high. So we thought let's go with non-directional. Market गिरेगा ही तो कितना गिर जाएगा? 200 पॉइंट गिरेगा, 100 पॉइंट गिरेगा, मैनेज हो जाएगा. ये पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. But it fell more than we expected. So during this phase, this is a good 450 point fall, okay, from the levels where we actually thought the markets should take support from. So, and even we were expecting a dip. See, I and Bhavesh had a conversation कि हम लोग ने एक सिनेरियो बना लिया था कि एक शॉर्ट कवरिंग आएगी और फ्राइडे को गैप डाउन हो जाएगा, थर्सडे को फॉल आ जाएगा, मतलब फ्राइडे को गिर जाएगा मार्केट. बट ये चीज एक दिन पहले हो गई. ठीक है, हम लोग ये सेम चीज एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे ऑनेस्टली, बट हम ये फ्राइडे को एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे. तो नहीं आया. फ्राइडे की शॉर्ट कवरिंग हमको यूज करने की, शॉर्ट करने के लिए हमारा सेटअप नहीं बना, हमने नहीं ट्रेड किया. ठीक है, तो ये पॉइंट पे आपने देखा हमने लॉस का स्क्रीनशॉट शेयर किया था. एंड मैं थोड़ा सा पैनिक हो जाता हूँ. देखो, मैं नेचुरली डायरेक्शनल ट्रेडर हूँ. आई विल स्पीक ऑन द पर्सनल बेसिस. आई गॉट पैनिक एट दिस पॉइंट. यार क्या करें, हम यहाँ से निकले कैसे बाहर? तो भावेश वाज वेरी काम थ्रू आउट. ही सेड लेट्स प्ले नॉन डायरेक्शनल, एंड इवन आई वाजंट विद अ व्यू कि मार्केट गिरता चला जाएगा. मार्केट विल ईदर गेट साइडवेज or it will give a pullback, because if this day you are expecting a short covering, sometime or another it has to come. So this week was about short covering. We had this discussion before, and again this was a consolidation. So when we came here, the only strike which gave us a loss was 15,800. 15,600 or 15,700 में हमारे profit थी, हमने profit ही book किया. But one strike is enough to spoil your P&L.
No, Rahul, even 15,700
okay
was loss. 600 was not in loss on that day.
15,700 was again a loss, and we booked it below 15,500. So that was a mistake we made, and we realized कि एक stop loss define करना है, नहीं तो आपके स्क्रीन पे बड़ा लॉस आएगा. जब ये पॉइंट पे मार्केट आ गया, यहाँ पे हम लोग कन्विंस हो गए. भावेश was convinced 15,400, 15,300, 15,200. You can see our messages on the group. Until and unless 15,200 to 400 isn't breaking, we are not playing directional. We clearly mentioned that we were playing non-directional. And trust me, non-directional has a lot of scope. At particular times, strikes इतने ज़्यादा डीके हो जाते हैं कि आप शायद डायरेक्शनल करके भी उतना अर्न नहीं कर पाओगे. Then throughout this, in the morning, when there was no data available at 9:15, honestly, I was expecting कि ऐसा कुछ gap up हो जाए and we again come into a range which forms my setup and we go for a further fall. but I'll show you my clear setup. I won't be discussing it in depth. I will just give you my setup, how things actually happen. You won't believe that ऐसे दिन पे भी put में option buying में profit किया है हम लोग ने. So the thing is, there is a 915 setup which I trade, and Bhavesh also has a view at that point of time. So I took a shot at this point. I took a lot of lots. Then we captured this fall, and somewhere around here, Bhavesh told me, "यार Rahul, data bearish तो नहीं आ रहा है, तू एक बार profit book कर सकता है." Somewhere around this, we exited, and when this actually happened, at this point, even I turned bullish. Bhavesh was bullish since the morning, and again, when we have both of us have the same direction, market tends to go in that direction, and ultimately it followed. Somewhere around this point, we booked our profits and we missed this entire rally, but we have no regrets for it, honestly, because technically, if you see, we have booked around, I think, Bhavesh, 610.
I exited personally at I'll tell you the reason why I exited. Okay, I
Yeah.
exited at 592. That was the green candle. मैं हम लोग we exited because US at that time was falling. So I said कि 600 is a resistance. पता नहीं यार market जाएगा नहीं जाएगा. I'll wait for 630 to break. If that breaks, I'll trade upside. And that also I said कि usually what happens in all the short covering, you must have seen me कि all the short coverings जो 10:30 11 या सुबह से आती है, there people tends to book their profit at the top, and वहां से एक बड़ा dip आता है. So I was waiting for that dip, and generally to time that, there's a time that I time sometimes the market and it goes wrong, but sorry, sometimes it goes wrong, but most of the time it is right कि 2 बजे से 3 बजे एक बार आपको एक सेल ऑफ आएगा because people will book profit. So I was looking for that, and I said in the message as well कि if both things ऊपर रहेंगे, एंड ऑफ द डे मैं बीटीएससी लेकर जाऊंगा बिकॉज एनपीओडी इट हैज टू फॉल. तो अगेन 6:30 पे हम लोग एंटर करें, तो दैट्स लाइक वी हैव मिस्ड 40 पॉइंट्स. So that's not a big 40 points on Nifty है थोड़ा, but fine.
So the thing is कि we have missed around 40 points, but it doesn't bother us much because the thing is our direction is right. We missed some profits throughout, but आप 100% नहीं capture कर सकते. 50, 60, 70% capture कर रहे हो, ठीक है. So this was our view for today. Now I'll come to the data part. Telegram data pe, the new thing both of us learned. See, I'm here to share learnings as well. So at this point, I'll tell you why we went wrong also. Bhavesh, if you remember, at this point we saw data में 4 लाख के ऊपर कॉल शॉट्स थे, ठीक है. एंड अगर ऐसा मार्केट में होता है, देयर इज अ शॉर्ट कवरिंग, राइट. दिस इज हाउ वी एनालाइज. तो अगर ये करने के बाद मार्केट गैप अप खुल रहा है और थर्सडे का दिन है, तो हम लोग हमेशा शॉर्ट कवरिंग एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. मैं और भावेश इधर से एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे कि 915 को आ जाएगी. इट फेल्ड. दैट इज द रीजन.
Just a second, Rahul. It's just 4 lakh call writing थे. There was also 1 lakh or 80,000 put writing also was there. So अगर put buy होता है, lot of time you see pros with put buying. Even gap ups get sold in. But this time there are पूरा put writing था ना, so I was convinced कि ना at some point market will, I was so biased. We were both biased but मैं बहुत ज्यादा biased था कि short covering तो आना ही है यार. 600 500 they can't break on expiry day. But that actually it was European central board का meeting हुआ था, and next day Swiss banks पर 0.5% interest hike हुआ था. So that was actually a news that we traded, but we got hunted that day.
So yeah, such things happen, and ultimately markets are coming up right now, and we are trading this move. So that's not a problem. So data में नई चीज सीखी कि don't be biased just because of data. अगर इधर 4,30,000 कॉल शॉट है और इधर अगर शॉर्ट कवरिंग फेल हो रही है, तो मार्केट साइडवेज टू बेरिश हो जाएगा. मतलब ऐसा पॉसिबल है. और उस दिन पुट राइटिंग भी थी, उसके बावजूद मार्केट गिर गया. तो ये सेटअप शायद एक बार फेल होता है, 9 बार पास होता है, और इस एक बार ही फेल हो गया. तो वी डोंट माइंड दैट. सो दिस इज कवर्ड. नाउ कमिंग फॉरवर्ड कि आगे क्या व्यू बनाना है, ठीक है. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो मैं यहाँ पे सबसे शेयर करना चाहता हूँ आगे के व्यू के लिए, देखो, आई थिंक भावेश तू कहीं व्यू तेरा अलग होगा तो बता देना, मैं समराइज कर देता हूँ. ये पॉइंट जो है ना 15,900, दिस इज अ गुड रेजिस्टेंस. If market goes up like this, I'll tell you one thing. If market goes up like this, I am not bullish positionally personally, because I don't trust in such candles in a bearish trend. Like green marubozus मुझे नहीं चाहिए. मुझे क्या चाहिए? Market ऐसा कुछ करे. This consolidation or this consolidation. You need a good phase of accumulation at this point. Maybe 10 more days. The entire June market does this, and then we get an upside. If markets will keep on going like this, we'll follow the data, we'll follow the trend. But honestly, what both of us are expecting कि bottom इतना easily, visibly नहीं बन सकता. अगर ये बॉटम है भी तो प्राइसेस एक बार इन लेवल्स के अराउंड फिर से आ सकते हैं. So that is a discounted region for us to buy. So we might trade a fake out of 5,900 or 16,000. If it happens, I'll update on Telegram. And if the data keeps on turning bullish, we will trade the trend. See, our plans can change. We improvise according to the data and price action. So take everything with a pinch of salt. ऐसा नहीं कि राहुल बुलिश बोल रहा है, भावेश बुलिश बोल रहा है तो सीधा कल बाय कर लेंगे. ठीक है, तो ये मेरा ऑब्जर्वेशन है. भावेश, इसमें तेरा क्या व्यू है?
Yeah, definitely follow your conviction, follow your guts.
Yes.
क्या मत follow करो. Wrong होता है यार. That's how we learn. I
Yeah.
have been wrong for several months. I did non-directional for 6-7 months to learn how to play directional. So
yeah, so even if you make losses despite your analysis going wrong, that's fine. But if you trust someone else's analysis and you make losses, at that point you will regret कि यार मुझे तो आता था, मैंने follow क्यों किया. So those regrets are not a part of our life right now. We are trusting at our own analysis, and the cases where I and Bhavesh have an opposite direction, what we do is we follow our own analysis. We don't make a bias, we don't copy each other blindly. And the point is, Bhavesh was bullish today in the morning, I was bearish. Still, we made money in puts, we made money in calls. Or I would say put shorts, not exactly calls, but puts and put shorts. So this is the intent. And if I was convinced कि यार भावेश bullish बोल रहा है, मैं short नहीं करता market को, तो वो बाइंग या ऑप्शन बाइंग या पुट में पैसा नहीं बनता. और अगर भावेश ही सोचता है कि राहुल को बेरिश लग रहा है, मैं लॉन्ग नहीं करता मार्केट को, तो उस पॉइंट पे भावेश लॉन्ग नहीं करता, क्योंकि मैंने अपना व्यू बाद में चेंज कर लिया. तो भावेश को ये लगता है मैं तो पहले से बोल रहा हूँ, ये अब जाके बोल रहा है. सो दीज differences are only created when you are trusting the other person blindly. Again, we both don't trust each other blindly when it comes to trading. We follow our setups, and if they contradict each other, we may reduce quantities, I would say, but it doesn't happen कि हम ट्रेड ही नहीं कर रहे. ठीक है, तो अभी जैसे आप लोग हमारी एनालिसिस पे बीटीएसटी कोई लेके गया है, आई सॉ अराउंड 24-25 वोट्स फॉर दैट. See, there will be days when we will be wrong. Okay, so if on the days when you are getting wrong, you have to back us up, because हर बार सही होना पॉसिबल नहीं है. जैसे यहाँ पे भी हम फेल हुए हैं थ्रू आउट ये फेज. यहाँ पे आके हमने आपको टॉप बताया, बट यहाँ पे हम खुद हंट हो गए, और प्रोबेबली जो सबसे बड़ी फॉल थी वही हमने मिस कर दी. हमने इतने में पकड़ा फॉल, लेकिन ये एक बहुत अच्छा फॉल था, हमने छोड़ दिया. अगेन ये राइज में भी ऐसा हो सकता है हम लोग का यहाँ का राइज छूट जाए. इट्स ऑल अबाउट एंडिंग अप इन प्रॉफिट्स. एंड नाउ आई विल शो यू, आई सेड कि आई विल शो यू कि पोजीशंस कैसे मैनेज करते हैं. So see, Thursday, Bhavesh, this is Thursday. Yeah. Thursday we booked a loss of 1,07,000. Okay. On Friday, we booked a loss of around another.
Actually, that day was green, but the thing was loss book हुए थे. So 15,600 book हुआ था, तो उसका वो लॉस है.
हाँ.
एक स्ट्राइक में उतने लॉस हो रहे थे.
भावेश, ये 2 लाख लॉस वाला ही था ना? 1,07,000.
2 lakh loss वाला था, but we booked only 1 lakh loss. 1 lakh was carry forwarded.
हाँ,
and
it was
then
carry forward.
वो ही हाँ कैरी फॉरवर्ड हुआ था. अल्टीमेटली वही है, मतलब इट्स जस्ट बुकिंग नहीं था, हमारे पास पोजीशन थी, बुक
हाँ.
नेक्स्ट दिन हो रहा है.
तो अगर आप लॉस देखोगे, टेक्निकली उतना ही लॉस बुक हुआ है. 2,05,000 के आसपास लॉस.
2 दिन में 2 लाख का लॉस हुआ था.
2 दिन में 2 लाख का लॉस, जो आपको हमने स्क्रीनशॉट दिखाया था. And then we gave a message somewhere around here itself कि we'll show you how we convert these positions into profits. Then this includes today's profit, the profit we have booked. This includes some directional trading. This includes straddles. This includes some option buying as well.
No. Today we did directional. That day we did directional.
Yeah, this is totally straddles. Yeah, this is totally straddles. It's a very small part of it being option buying. This is majorly non-directional trading. And today, so ultimately you can see 73.47k के profit में है. And the profit today, which is 92,000, it is actually 1 lakh. This 9,000 is a BTST. 1 lakh, this hasn't been updated yet. So if you look at it, it's technically 1.74 lakh rupees. So we are again in a profit. So let's see, realize कम है, brokerage ज़्यादा है, because positions non-directional थी, and उसमें काफी ज़्यादा positions create होती है. But this week was good enough for us. So we'll be covering up with a PNL video for entire month as well. So you can wait for it, how we have traded the entire June. So yeah, this is all. I think I've covered all the parts. We have discussed the price action. I gave you a view कि ये हो सकता है. 15,900 लेवल याद रखना, भूलना मत, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लेवल है. 15,900 16,000, वहां पे डेटा का बिहेवियर देखेंगे. ठीक है, और डेटा हो गया, प्राइस एक्शन हो गया. We have shown you the PNL. We have told you how we managed our positions. Bhavesh, anything to add?
Yes, tomorrow be safe, because tomorrow we might gap up. अगर as of now 7:30 लग रहा है, but I have seen markets जहाँ पर gap up होता है and market falls down on such days. So be careful. आपका conviction हो तो करो. That's it.
Yeah. So
happy trading everyone.
Yeah, happy trading, everyone. We will see you soon. When we see another important move coming up, or if we have done something really special, or like there's some learning attached, we'll be coming up with another video. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.